Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the semifinals match of tonight. Team Noble Esports going up against Team Remember the Obongos. Noble on the blue team, Team Remember the Obongos on the red team. As always, I'm going to introduce the boys on blue. My buddy here is going to introduce the boys on red. So here we go. On Noble Esports, we got BK Hayes playing the Fat Man, the Zong Kui, taking that to the middle lane most likely. Xlu X going to be playing that Shibalanke AD carry. Dazology playing the jungle. Thor, Junipera on the support Bacchus, and last but not least, Cyper on the solo back.
And on team, remember the Obong, we have Dr. Elo on Geb as the support frame of mind, as Hunbat running around in the jungle, Nivan as Ullr, and the ADC row, Cloudy Veon as Isis in the mid, and Walrus as Bologna in the solo lane. Look at that five-man group up right now. This is they're going for it right now.
Oh, solo back
be in trouble here. He's in trouble. And Walrus is going to get the first kill of the game. Doesn't even get heavy hammer, got death's toll, and we saw Cyper try and get out of that. Would have gotten out of that with the dash, but he ended up plucking someone, and that roots you in place at wherever you pluck them, and that wasn't very far away. That's unfortunate. We're gonna see. Remember the Obong pick up first blood with just seconds into the game.
And they're going to invade as well because Dazology got the wall. Thor is good early game, but not if you get the wall first.
Oh, man, that's
unfortunate. This is going to be bad.
This is going to be very, very slow for Noble because of that. I don't know if they're aware that they're there either. They might be, but they are looking to maybe double hog this just to get it. And we do see the dash go through the minion right there. Remember the Obong is going to get it. Hopefully Thor doesn't go down right here. Dazology is looking to go down.
Oh,
no, he is going to get away.
Body blocks. Oh, Cyper.
Very good job there, Cyper. Actually saving his life and going to hog the back camps as well and just going to dash away, not going to lose his life. That actually really, really helped them. They were, remember the Obong not able to take him down too much more. They did get the speed buff, though, and that really, really puts Thor behind. But look at Cyper already getting teleport. Nice pluck and throws him under the tower for a nice little chunk of damage. Very, very good plays even from behind right there.
Well, this isn't too bad per se because it's still early and the whole point of kills is to put your opponents in the sideline, but if you get a kill before the game even starts, then your opponent's not really losing out on too much farm. But Cyper is going to get a massive wave of minions, losing a lot of gold right here. It could be worse. Walrus is pretty far ahead in this lane, but Bologna, she's not as aggressive as some of the other gods, but she can be extremely aggressive. So yeah, Cyper's going to have to watch out.
We already see Walrus leveling that too. And that, too, is pretty strong on Bologna. Can do a ton of damage very early. And you have to really watch out for that because she can kite you pretty well and stick along right with you. Even after she does a lot of her damage, she can just sit right with you and use her auto attacks. Take a look at the left lane right now. Noble Esports kind of sitting under tower, which is to be understood with Bacchus support. His clear is pretty garbage, but granted is Geb's. So it really comes down to Ullr and Shibalanke's clear. Ullr probably has a little better clear, obviously, with if he uses more mana though. But we're seeing, remember, the Obong just be very, very aggressive in that lane.
Yeah, and, well, remember the Obong's going to take a massive lead, considering that it's only 2 minutes into the game. If you look at the graphs, 1,700 experience difference before mid-Harpies even show up, and 1,300 or 1,400 gold difference. So Noble Esports is...
That's a great lead for 2.5 minutes in, especially if they keep capitalizing on it like we're seeing them. They're being very aggressive. Look at this 4-man rotation to left lane right now. This could be big trouble for Junipera and Lou right now, and they are going to back off because they have them shoved under tower. They can't do anything about it. But look at them just – they are ready for those mid camps.
Yes, they are, and well, look at – there's going to be engagement here. BK Hayes might be in some trouble. BK Hayes is going to fall. Frame of Mind going to get that kill. And
Frame of Mind hit 5 and did what Hunbat should and blasted that ultimate right away. with the Hoonbot's ult into the Spirit
Hell,
Ball.
look at the left lane. Uller might be in some trouble here. Uller is going to get stunned by the Triple Lucky Ultimate, but isn't going to take a spill. So nothing going right for Noble Esports. They're going to have to make something happen. Something happen soon. Daysology is going to be the key factor of this. He's not even level 5 yet, and that's a problem.
Thor being that far down is a huge problem and very, very difficult for Thor to come back on, especially when there's no jungle camps to go for right now.
Right, and this is the Season 2 meta so far. Snowball is the name of the game, and it's going to be really hard to come back. But BK Haste isn't doing that well either, losing to the Isis in the middle lane. But Isis is considered to be one of the best lane clear in the game because her Wingus just does so much damage.
And that's why I was wondering about picking up Zhonghui into Isis. I mean, you can heal back a lot of that poke he might take from the Wingus because of his, you know, when he sucks up the souls there.
Right.
But still, yeah, you can get stunned by that Spirit Ball, and like that does a lot of damage as well, especially from that long range. We're just now seeing Thor hit level 5. Luckily, Daysology is really going to come online now, able to use that ultimate and start to dunk. He needs to really, really punish Isis right now. That's the thing that the target he should be going for. No escape on her. It has to get beached. And he's going Doom Orb as well. You really want to punish that Doom Orb start. Make him sell that Doom Orb early because if we see Isis sitting there with full stacks for a long time, it's going to be doing tons of damage.
Indeed, and well, Daysology is going to have to start dunking. I think he should be camping the AD carry lane, try to get Lu fed, because if you fall behind and you try to gank a lane, then more than likely you will feed. So you don't want to gank a lane that's already that much ahead, especially against an Isis. An Isis can turn around so easily with the circle projections, doing that massive burst if you don't burst her. But look at this, Daysology is in the sky right now, perhaps looking to dunk somebody. He's dunked 2 players. Call the Beyond is going to use that burst as I was talking about. He gets the kill on Daysology, and this is what happens when you're behind. Look at BK Haste. BK Haste is going to have to make something happen. Lu is on the chase. Lu gets the kill. No, BK Hayes gets the kill. Cypher gets the kill. In the meantime, on Walrus. And look at everybody on team. Remember the Obongo. Everybody's so low. It looks like Dr. Elo is going to be the one that takes a spill. Not yet.
Is he going to get away? He's so fast.
Oh my god. He's not going to die.
Fast. He only needed like one more auto to take him down, and he did juke one more auto. I'd be a little salty right now if I was BK Haste.
Oh man, the shield, it was a shield.
It was the shield. That stopped that dot damage that was really, really chunking him down. Had he not had the shield online, he would have gone down easily. But he was able to get it. Now, Noble Esports is looking to get both mid camps if they possibly can. I'd really like to know how Cypher got that kill on Walrus.
Alright, so what happened was they tried to dive him, which is a bad idea against a solo deck, because he can do a lot of damage with his ultimate. And also, the tower at this point still hurts, so you gotta give respect to it. Look at Cloud Beyond. Cloud Beyond is gonna get aggressed onto, but the shield coming out from Dr. Elo is gonna save him from any potential aggression. It looks like Junipero's gonna get aggressed on, taking a lot of damage. Cloud Beyond is gonna die here, just being way too aggressive. BK Hayes is gonna get that kill, and BK Hayes is gonna be the saving factor for Team Noble Esports because he's the most farmed and I want to say fed player on their team. Look at Walrus making this rotation. In the meantime, look at the tier 1 tower in the right lane. It's gone.
Yeah, it's already gone. Like, I don't even know when that happened exactly, but that thing is gone already, and that really puts Walrus in a great place to be. Rotations are going to come online a lot from Bologna, and that's going to take Cypher out of that lane and out of that farm. And an underfarmed Sobek is not good for anybody. Lu
might be in some trouble. Look at the left lane. Lu just took a lot of damage somehow, perhaps getting bursted by Uller. You gotta be careful when you're up against Uller, not getting burst. Hang on, look at the mid lane. Triple Lock ultimate is gonna come out. Dr. Elo is gonna take the spill, and that was just really well coordination. Daysology used the ultimate for that, and so did Junipera. So perhaps more than required amount of ultimates used, but
as long as you secure the kill, that's what really matters. If you are burning a lot of ults for it, you know, sometimes you want to make sure you get it, because if you don't, then that can put you really far behind because you used your ult and they maybe didn't, and then you don't kill them and they walk away and come back. They're ready to fight you with their ult.
Well, the good news for Team Remember the Obongos is they have. I want to say they have the better late game, but it's not. It's not that separate because, well, both teams have really good late games. The thing is, what's going to define this game is Daysology, I think. And look at Walrus just play so aggressively right now, doing so much damage. Daysology is going to get his buff and says, "See you later, Walrus," as he hammers out, but.
In the meantime, we see Remember the Obong going for that Gold Fury. Circle Protection's coming out right now, looking to take it down, and Geb is going to pull it away, but does get it back there, luckily. But Bacchus is going to jump in. Geb ultimate coming out. Remember the Obong does secure the Gold Fury. Frame of Mind is going to take down Juniper. In the meantime, we see Dr. Elo just getting out of this fight. BK Haste ultimate coming out as well. Maybe going to take down Frame of Mind. One more can do it. It's not quite enough to do it. We see Frame of Mind get out, just barely, but not quite. Daysology dives the tower to get him, but dies the tower in the meantime. Luckily, he only died to tower. It's not really that bad of a deal, especially when you're going to take out the enemy jungler and you're behind. Rally here coming out
BK
from Walrus.
Just
and going
BK
for it.
Ooh,
Ivan
man.
doing tons of damage with Ulu right now. He is chunking down so much damage. Tier 1 tower in the mid lane going to go down right now. Ooh, this is looking really, really rough for Noble. They have 2 Tier 1 towers gone at this moment, and they are mid and solo lane. That puts them in a really bad position.
Yes, it does. And in terms of kills, 2 more kills on the board for Team Remember the Obongs. But then again, it's not about kills, it's about objectives, and they just took a Gold Fury. So if you look at the graphs right now, they're down 4,000 experience, 4,700 gold. This is not insurmountable considering it's 10 minutes of the game.
That's a pretty good lead for 10 minutes,
That
though,
is good
to be
lead,
honest.
but it's not insurmountable, though.
No,
so.
it's not. I mean, a big team fight could go, you know, it really changes around, but there's no objectives like Gold Fury to go for, unfortunately. So even if they do get a nice team kill right now, even a deicide, they're not going to be able to do much aside from take maybe 1 Tier 1 tower, which is not that much gold.
Well, they're going to even up the game, so they got that going for them, but I'm just worried about the late game because Remember the Obongos has I have to say the better late game because Thor kind of falls off. So all Noble has is really Shibalanke and BK Haste, and if you want to consider Junipera on the Bacchus to be decent late game, Bacchus is a good late game character, but in terms of damage, you'd rather have another god if you want damage that isn't a support, but you need a support, so.
But if we're talking that, I mean, he is.
Oh, speaking of Junipera is going to get aggressive to right here, losing half her health and going to get bursted by Frame of Mind plus Cloud of Beyond. This is looking bad to worse.
Thor ult, where did Thor even go? Right lane to do nothing as we see Walrus already in the mid lane right now. Look at this group. This is a huge grouping right now. They're looking to force something down. Maybe going to take down left tower. If you're all together like that and there's a Tier 1 tower up, go for it. You can easily force that down in no time because Geb can just walk in there and shield himself. And we're going to see Lou is going to have a heck of a time even trying to defend this tower at this point. So he is going to back off to the Tier 2 tower. We're seeing Cloud of Eon sit in the mid lane but starting to rotate now. There's a huge rotation coming in. This is going to be a big team fight.
Assuming that Remember the Obongos overstays their welcome, and it looks like they're not going to. Cypher is in a pretty interesting position, perhaps trying to sandwich Remember the Obongos, but who's sandwiching who? Look at this team fight, 3 people knocked up. This is a massive team over Team Noble so far, but nobody following. Yeah, BK Hayes is in the middle trying to kill somebody. Daysology is going to take out Walrus. Frame of Mind is going to fall off to BK Hayes. Dr. Elo is getting chased, but we all know this chase story. Dr. Elo is just going to go out. Is he going to do it? No, he is not. 3 kills from Team Noble Esports, and wow, when they were down, but they were alive in that team fight. They're going to aggress onto this tower. Cloud of Beyond and Nevin has to be really careful here. Lou's going to get bursted. It looks like no, he's not going to get bursted. Cloud of Beyond is going to get taken down by Daysology.
Double tap.
Oh man, look at Navon though. He's
getting close to death right there.
He is getting close to death. Yes,
and
but
they
so
might
Blue.
go for it. They don't want to go for it. They want to steal that purple. Keep trying to get that farm up is what they should be doing. Look at that chart. There's a huge difference in that chart right now. That just went way back up. That XP difference just went from 5K to 2K. And the gold is still sitting about almost 4K. Not a huge difference in the gold, but the XP is a really big factor in something like this right now, especially when we're seeing, remember the Obong sitting at almost all sitting at level 15, whereas Noble isn't quite, but they're getting pretty close to levels now, even-wise, especially their counterparts like jungle to jungle, ADC to ADC. They're all kind of sitting about the same spot, and that's a good sign for Noble.
Yes, it is. Well, Noble's gonna have to work harder than this because, as I said before, remember the Obongos has the better late game because none of their characters fall off. So Dazology is gonna have to make more things happen across the map. And well, so far it's working really well for them. Can they keep it up? That is the question.
Yeah, we'll see how this
Oh,
goes.
hang on, look at Cypher in the right lane. Cypher's gonna get gressed onto right now. Cypher, 20% of health, gonna get bursted down by the Walrus. Disarmed. And well, that's not the start. That's not the thing that you want if you're gonna battle comeback. Oh, hang on, look at the left lane. There might be some aggression here. Nope, just some poking battle. But Gold Fury is up.
Yeah, this is going to be the point of contention now. Noble wants this. They need this Gold Fury in order to really, really come back and be a big contender in this game. They're showing great promise right now to come back, and we've seen them come back before from a bad fight, just like that last fight. Granted, remember the Obong was maybe being a bit too aggressive and sloppy, but Noble punished him for it. Now we need to see that type of fight happen again, but just that Gold Fury. And if they secure that, they're going to come down on Golden XP quite a bit. But right now they're still almost sitting at 5K difference, and they're just getting out farmed.
Yeah, well, they have to make something happen. It looks like Junipera is going to be the person that makes something happen. Nevin is going to get aggressive onto, but it's not too bad. So this is going to be a stalemate. Remember, the Obongos doesn't want to fight yet, it looks like. But then again, they just came out of their base. Dazology is going to take a Spirit Wall to face, perhaps risking death right there. That's how much damage Cloud of Beyond does right now. He has a almost fully stacked Doom Orb. You add on the penetration from Spirit of the Magus, and man, that's a lot of damage. The thing is, remember, the Obongos has to be really careful because if they lose a fight convincingly, then they're going to lose a Fire Giant. But, well, now that Dazology is out of the fight, look at what they're doing. Gold Fury is going to get started. 4 players right now for, remember, the Obongos' Gold Fury is at about half health, but they're going to leash it right now. Or are they? They're going to start it again. Nope, they're not.
They're
yes,
really
they
just
are.
baiting this
Nope,
fight
they're
right
not.
now. They want to bait this fight. They need Noble to commit to it, then back off, and then just turn on him. They want to kill Noble before they go for this, but they're making Noble really fight for it.
Yes, and Dr. Elo is going to come in, but this Gold Fury is still not dead. Look at Dazology, going to get the 2-man, 3-man dunk, and Cloud of Beyond going to get destroyed by BK Haste. That Junipera ultimate is doing so much damage. Walrus is in some trouble. Fair Mike going to get the kill onto Cypher, but Nevin is going to jump into the team, and look at Nevin, his health is just almost gone.
Yeah, he's sitting at 34 health right now. Granted,
Well,
now
he
he's
healed
healing
up,
up
so.
pretty decently, but he
he's
cannot
gonna have to
fight
run.
BK Haste, though. He cannot
No,
do
he can't.
that. He can get burned down so fast. This is going to be a Noble eSports Gold Fury. They're sitting... Look at those charts. The XP difference is only 800 now, which is nothing. Now it's 300 because of those mid camps. They are pretty much even in XP now, and the gold difference is only 1,500. That is nothing in terms of spreading it between 5 players. This is a pretty much even game at this point, and it is anyone's game, and it's looking to start to go in the way of Noble.
Well, the gold difference is really just towers, right? Because 1,300 gold, each tower gives about 500 gold, so there's only essentially a 300 gold difference if you don't
which
factor
is
in the towers, which is nothing.
Yeah, that's really
basically
nothing. And yeah, so they're pretty much even in both sense of XP and gold. And remember, the Obong has to really start winning some of these team fights. They've been playing a little bit sloppy in these fights and maybe not focusing the right people, and that's a problem because we're seeing ISIS, you know, those Doom Orb stacks just got chunked in half, and that's really a problem because ISIS needs that extra power. If you're going to have that Doom Orb, you need it all the way up, starting to farm it back up as well. But I mean, I'd like to see Dazology start to punish now. Sitting even levels has Jotuns online, can really start to, you know, start these dunks, get these going a little harder.
Right. And, well, Dazology has been kind of quiet, to be honest. But the thing is, when he landed the dunks, he's landing them well. And speaking of Dazology being quiet, I just lied because he just got a kill on Navon. And
wow,
what a convincing kill.
That got bursted. That was here. I mean, 0 to 100. Or is it 100 to 0? Excuse
100
me.
to 0.
0 to 100. He got his
That would be
back.
respawning.
That would be
respawning.
Yes, he will get that in a few seconds. 30 more seconds, he'll go 0 to 100. But I mean, that was a huge burst in no time, and that's exactly what I wanted to see. Thor getting more aggressive now that he's got that farm back up. Now he can afford to go in and initiate some of these big fights. Even if he goes down, if he lands a big dunk on 2 or more people, that can set up a huge fight and probably be a decide.
Yes, that can be. I want to see a shell coming out from Junipera, because that is going to mitigate a lot of the damage from Humbats, a lot of the damage from Clow, and also from Dr. Elo, because those ultimates do so much damage. So a shell is going to help his team a lot, even maybe a spike shell if you want to, return the damage and help his team fight more. But his team is not lacking any damage, as we saw from the last 2 team fights. So remember, the Obongos has to be really careful. They are losing out on momentum. They lose another convincing team fight. Fire Giant is going to be free for Noble.
Yeah, and that's exactly where they're going to be headed soon. Sitting about 20 minutes in, that's exactly where you expect them to go, and they're going to live up to those expectations pretty soon, I assume.
Yes, they are, and, well, 20 minutes into the game so far, 19 minutes and 30 seconds to be specific. Towers, I mean, remember the Obongos hasn't lost any towers yet, so Noble perhaps might want to start pressuring those, considering that they have the better team fight. But then again, if they ever lose that, if they ever lose that Battle of Burst, ISIS Circle Protections can easily turn that, and that's what's scary about it.
Look at Dazeology. Bam! Nice Thor dunk there right on an Yvonne. He's going to get almost bursted on. Yes, Lou finishes him with the poison darts.
Look at the mid lane. Junipera is going to aggress onto Walrus. Walrus is going to take a lot of damage from BK Hayes, but is going to be forced to use the ultimate. Sniper with the massive pull right there. Frame of Mind going to use the ultimate. Frame of Mind might be in some trouble. Sniper is not going to do enough damage, and this aggression is coming out. Heavenly Agility is popped from Team Noble Esports. They are still chasing right now. Dr. Elo is going to get aggressed onto Sniper. Is going to take a spear ball to the face. Dr. Elo is going to hit his Cataclysm onto 3 players, but wow, just sloppy team fighting coming out from both of these sides. Can't get anybody. But then again, they aggressed onto Warros. You don't want to focus on Bologna because she is a tank. And if you focus the tank, and you're probably going to lose the team fight, but these Noble is ahead on momentum. They're ahead in the team fight, so they don't really care. 4 versus 5 there. It's a good thing that they didn't lose too much because Gold Fury is coming up soon.
But you got to be careful if you're going to go Gold Fury, because if they see that, they're going to go Fire Giant. And
Right.
Both these teams can burn it down pretty fast, actually. So Noble has to be really smart about what they're going to go for right now, and it looks like they are being intelligent and really grouping up for this Fire Giant. We do see Cloud get a nice Spirit Ball onto Junipera, but not really anything. Ooh, Fear No Evil coming down.
BK Hayes is going to die, it looks like. BK Hayes is going to die. Frame of Mind going to get the kill. Warros isn't going to hit anybody with this ultimate, but you don't want to be fighting in this ultimate. Sniper's going to do a lot of damage to Dr. Elo and to Cloud of Beyond. Cloud of Beyond is a really important target. He needs to die, but he caught up like X2X gets a kill on Dr. Elo. That's a hog carry down for team. Remember, the Obongos Shiplock ultimate is going to come out of this team fight. Just chaos everywhere. It looks like, remember, the Obongos wants to go in. Sniper is going to get killed by Frame of Mind. Frame of Mind jacks his buff. No, he doesn't. And, well, Junipera and Dazeology is going to be the ones left. But in the middle lane, X2X gets the kill onto Walrus, and it looks like X2X is going to come back to this team fight. He is going to be the saving grace for his team. This is a 2 for 3 so far, or 2 for 2 rather, in favor of nobody. But it's going to be in favor soon of Noble Esports' Luke comes in and gets the kill onto Cloud of Beyond, but that is a really nice stun coming out from Nevin, and it looks like they're going to dive this tower. Nevin might be in some trouble. They are not going to die, so 3-4-0 or 3-2 in favor of Noble Esports.
And Noble's going to take this right tower easily. Maybe even get a tier 2 if they're fast. I don't know if
they have like no health left, right? Except X2X, and he's got half health, but he's going to heal it up. Perhaps he's going to look to
he's just going to shove this wave. He's going to shove the wave under tower. He hopefully doesn't stay, and he's not going to. There's 3 people on their way to stop him. Man, this is really, really going in favor of Noble. Now they are the ones 4K XP up and only 1,000 gold. So gold's relatively the same still, but that experience is really, really mattering as we start to see people come online to level 20.
The problem with Navan is that Uller doesn't contribute too much to team fights, whereas if you look at Shibalake, he blinds the entire team.
Yeah, that ultimate is
And-
actually very, very good, especially in a team fight. You can really just burn people down because of it.
Right, and you also get the extra range so you can kite them. And look at this! Junipero is going to get the 3-man knock-up. Penalty agility is popped. Junipero's ultimate isn't going to do too much damage. Neither is BK Hayes' ultimate. In fact, only hitting Dr. Elo for the remainder of it. So, Nova has to be really careful here. It looks like Wallace is going to get a 2-man stun. Nevada going to take out Junipero. BK Hayes is going to fall. They need to be really careful at this point because they've lost their hot carrier. And look at this. Remember, the Obongos is going to aggress onto Noble Esports. Lux X is going to be the saving grace once again for his team. He's going to have to make some magic happen. 1v5, 2v5 if Dazalji has the guts to stay. Cypher is back right now, so it's going to be a 2v5 at the Fire Giant pit, but perhaps, remember, the Obongos just wants to bait it, and let's see if Noble Esports takes this bait. It looks like Noble Esports is going to take this bait, but Cypher is really tanky. He is the solo back. X is in the back line. Cypher is in the front line. Look how low, remember, the Obongos is. X needs to be really careful here when he boxes Devon because he's going to be taking a lot of damage, but he gets the kill to Revolve. X cannot die here. No, he can't. Walrus is going to be in the middle. Cypher gets the kill onto Kyle, but Dazalji gets the kill onto Walrus while Walrus takes out X before he took a spill. And while this Fire Giant has been saved, Cypher with the solo back plays. Couple that up with X, and look at Dazalji going to take to the sky. Frame of Mind is going to be in some trouble. Frame of Mind is going to get dunked, destroyed, and even forced to use his ultimate, but that ultimate isn't going to do anything. Fear No Evil is essentially wasted. And wow, Fire Giant is potentially going to get started.
They're aggressive right now. They maybe have to be very careful with this, with just Bacchus and Sobek there, not really a ton of damage. Thor's going to be doing some damage, but not near enough. This is definitely not a good idea, and they realize that. They're going to back off. They thought they could maybe do it, but they need BK Hayes there, and mainly XLUX.
Well, they can do it if they kill Dr. Elo right here, but Dr. Elo is a really tanky target, Gab. You don't want to...
He is only level 13, though. So he's not too tanky, and he only has Sovereignty online as a full tank item built. So it's not really like that's going to be that big of a deal. I mean, once they burn that shield, they can burst him down so fast, and that's a big problem for him, especially in these big team fights when he's needed to be there for these objectives. Now, he doesn't have Blink, so he's going to have to really rely on using his heavenly agility, his heavenly agility to get in there to steal these Fire Giants. And that's going to be a problem, I think, because look at how much CC Noble Esports has.
Right, and Bacchus is one of the best Fire Giant stealers in the game because he can just knock people up, and if you knock up a support, well, knockups are the best form of CC in this game because you can't use your beads to get out of it. Hang on, look at the left lane. X might be in some trouble here. X is going to get aggressive onto Cloud of Beyond. Cloud of Beyond is going to hit the Spirit Ball point blank, but it's not going to do too much damage. X needs to turn around. Cloud of Beyond uses the beads, but gets destroyed by X plus Dazalji. Dazalji is saving the life of his teammate right there. Look at Dr. Elo just wants to go in. Dr. Elo is going to get stunned. Going to get turned on by Lou. Lou's just got balls right now. Frame of Mind might take him out. Yes, Frame of Mind is going to take him out. Dazalji gets a trade, though. Cypher gets the better of the trade. Surrenderable comes out from Team Remember the Obongos, it looks like. And while Wallace is just in the middle of 4 people trying to box, this is how Balone, she can do this, but she's not going to live nor get any kills. 4 players dead for Team Remember the Obongos, and Dr. Elo is going to be the only one left that is the saving grace for them because he needs to steal this Fire Giant. It looks like Noble Esports isn't.
They're not going to go for it, which is interesting. But they do know that Clow is going to come back, and maybe the Circle of Protections plus Dr. Elo, they maybe don't want to risk getting it stolen. But I don't even think they would get it stolen. The fact that they have Junipera and Cypher on 2 of
look at Dr. Elo. Dr. Elo cannot get caught out here. Dr. Elo is going to get aggressive to be by BK Hayes. This is a huge pickup if they get it, but it's just 2 players here, and Cloud and Beyond is already back. And, well, BK Hayes is going to get aggressive on 2. I want to see Cloud sell his Dumor, but it only has 19 stacks. It's not a good item if you're behind. You need something like a Book of Thoth if you want damage.
Yeah, so, especially late game. Like, it's not really that big of a deal unless you're unless you're never dying. But we're seeing Cloud go down pretty easily in some of these fights because Isis is very squishy and has little to no mobility. Only the Wing Gust has mobility, and that's not really that good and not really even considered mobility in my opinion.
Not, no.
We see Magi's Blessing come out here on Dazology. Thor is going to be really hard to lock down now. Going to be doing a nice job of getting a lot of poke and CC and then getting out, using the hammer to either finish off kills or escape, and that Magi's Blessing is really going to come in handy as well.
I'm surprised that Noble Esports isn't pressuring remember the Obongos right now, because they have they have an advantage, they have a health advantage, and look at the positioning, they also have a positioning advantage. But then again, remember the Obongos is pretty far back, so Noble is gonna have to commit a lot if they're gonna go for this, but they're just gonna try to bait out this Fire Giant instead. Look at X2X, not even attacking Fire Giant, just making noise.
He is throwing right in front of him, making it look like he's going for it. That's a very interesting move. That's smart, because if the enemy hears it and sees him going for it,
well, Frame of Mind might get caught out here. Look at X2X. X2X is just gonna dive this person, not even dive, because the tower is gone. Beast is gonna come out right as Fear No What comes about. In the front line, BK Hayes is diving this tower. BK Hayes is gonna get stunned by Wallace. He needs to be really careful here. Daisology gets a kill onto Cloud and Beyond. Juniper Ultimate comes out. Wallace is gonna take out BK Hayes, so 1-for-1 so far. 2-for-1 actually so far in favor of Noble Esports. But look at the dive coming out from everybody on Noble Esports. Nevon is gonna get killed. Cypher is gonna get that kill. Wallace is gonna get plucked by Solo Beck right here. Wallace is a really taky target, but he is gonna get stunned by the Bacchus, perhaps. No, but this is a really hard target to kill. Wallace is in some trouble. Is he gonna juke enough? No, he's not. Split to win comes out from Daisology. 4 players dead for Team Remember the Obongos, while Noble Esports only lost one of their teammates, and that is BK Hayes on the Zonkui. But Zonkui is not important. You want to kill X because he is the only significant objective damage for Team Noble Esports at this point in time. That Shibalanke, any AD carries really can do a lot of damage 30 minutes into the game, and Fire Giant is going to get started here. Can Dr. Elo steal this? It looks like it's going to be too late. Dr. Elo recognizes that, so he is not going to do anything ridiculous. And while Noble Esports just took a massive lead, taking a look at the graph, 6,000 gold and 14,000 experience. It's not insurmountable, because remember the Obongos does have the better late game, but the thing is they need to start not getting caught out one at a time. They need to start making something happen. Dr. Elo needs to blink, initiate, followed by the Frame of Mind initiation, and we haven't seen that all game yet.
I think I think this is over in terms of in terms of towers, in terms of at least one Phoenix. It can still go down in one fight, though. We've seen a huge team fight take out a team and then ruin the entire game. Even with Noble this far ahead, they could still, if they somehow got wiped, had a misplay and got wiped, they could lose. Granted, I don't see that happening anytime soon. They are up 30-17 with that much XP difference. Everyone is almost level 20. Junipero, the only one not. Your support's usually the one lagging behind sometimes. That happens, but we're going to see them just push down left lane, which is what they exactly need to do. Farthest away from the Fire Giant, so they want to keep that push down and get that Phoenix down. That's exactly what they need to do with this Fire Giant. I want to see them push right all the way to that Phoenix and get it, and maybe not even worry about the kills. Maybe just ignore them if they can, but they are going to see a lot of resistance here.
Oh, Daisology is in the front of everything, but so is Walrus. Just 2 tanks right now. Look at X chucking down this tower. Juniper is in the front trying to make something happen. They need to do something with this Fire Giant. Juniper is going to take a hit, and so is Lou with the Spirit Ball, but it looks like it's not going to do too much damage because Doomorb at this point has basically no stats. They're going to aggress onto the tier 2 tower in the mid. Fear No Evil comes out. It looks like this team fight is going well for Remember the Obongos, but nobody's dead for Team Noble Esports yet. Junipera is really low. BK Hayes is going to find the first kill of this team fight. Frame of Mind gonna get taken down. Everybody else on Team Red is really healthy. Circle Protection's come out, but isn't gonna do too much heals to this team. Daisology is in trouble with Cloud of Beyond. Chokes! Oh man, that Soul Mech just completely obliterated Cloud of Beyond right there. And well, at least Warrior's got a kill on the Daisology, right? So 2-for-1 in favor of Noble Esports, but this isn't in favor of them too much because these 2 players had Fire Giants. So remember the Obongos is gonna have an opportunity here to stabilize. But if we look at the graphs, 18,500 experience is what separates these 2 teams. And in terms of gold, almost 10,000, 9,910 at this specific time point in time. So Noble Esports taking a lead, not too much. Remember the Obongos isn't going to lose all that many objectives, but they might lose the tier 2 tower here as Noble Esports looks to backdoor it. And indeed, they are going to lose this tower. No one's going to be able to defend. No one's in position to defend. And well, this tower's gone.
They're just getting chunked down. I mean, that was a great fight on their part. Remember the Obong just getting 2 kills, even with Noble having Fire Giant. They really, really needed those kills. I really wish I hadn't seen Cloud go down. Cloud really using that that blink so aggressively.
And he choked.
Yeah,
Unfortunately.
Yeah, he needed to hit that spirit ball, but he still probably would have died either way. And we did see Thor go down anyway, so really wasn't that big of a deal. Just shouldn't have died in the process. They need Isis there. They need Isis online. Isis is a huge chunk of their burst, and that's a problem if they don't have Cloud there, because Nivon and Frame of Mind are going to take a little longer to really chunk people down. Now, Uller late game is really disgusting, but Chiblanca is better, and we've seen that 1v1 happen, and we've seen XLUX win that fight easily.
Yeah, and, well, Noble Esports hasn't been able to make too much happen off of this Fire Giant. They took 2 towers, but that's not enough. You want to be getting the Phoenixes.
It took 3 towers. I mean, they took tier 1 and tier 2 in left and a tier 2 in right. They need to get a Phoenix, but without everyone there, they're kind of scared, and they should be, because they can't just run up to a Phoenix and try and take it without thinking they're going to get punished. And
also without Fire Giant.
Right, and then
and
then Fire Giant's gone, so they really need to wait for this next fight, look for this Fire Giant, make sure they win that fight and get the Fire Giant. And if they get a Deicide and Fire Giant, they could just go win it. Even if they just get a Deicide, they could probably just go win it.
Speaking of Fire Giant, that thing or objective is coming up soon. If we look at the timer,
yeah,
less than 30 seconds.
Yeah, it's going to be up really fast. And
oh, there's going to be a team fight. It looks like Dr. Elo might get caught out, but it looks like Noble Esports doesn't want to aggress. Cypher gets the pull onto Dr. Elo. If they take this target out, then he is not going to, or remember the Obongo is going to be missing a hog. But then again, Walrus does have a hog. He is really tanky. The problem is that he doesn't have beads or any form of peel. So he's gonna have to be really careful not to get stunned if Dr. Elo does take a spill. And I'm surprised that Dr. Elo hasn't gotten a Magi's Blessing, because Junipera can easily knock him up if they're gonna contest an objective. So, and speaking of contesting, Junipera is gonna jump in. This team fight is gonna happen. Dr. Elo is gonna get focused right here. Days already doesn't hit anybody with the ultimate. Fear No Evil comes out. Sniper gets the kill onto Dr. Elo. Circle Protections comes out, but it looks like Junipera is gonna be the only one that falls. Frame of Mind is in some trouble. BK Hayes is gonna get out of there alive and get a kill. XLUX gets a kill onto Nivon right now. 2 players left for team. Remember the Obongos. This might be the opportunity that Noble Esports just needs, and indeed it is. Daysology is gonna get the kill onto Cloud of Beyond, and it looks like Fire Giant is gonna get started by XLUX. Chaos Archer kills BK Hayes. What?
Oh man, he was in the wrong place. He walked and got aggressed on by some archers and just got taken in easily. Now look at Walrus.
Oh, look at Walrus.
He teleported, but
Walrus.
he's there way too late.
Oh man, Wallace is just gonna
go down, and this is definitely
going
gonna be game right here. They are not gonna be able to get back up in time to defend the Phoenixes, let alone the Titan. I think they're gonna be able to burn this Titan if they want to. Looks like they might be smart and just go for the Phoenix, or all the Phoenixes. But a surrender vote has come out for Remember the Obong, and I don't know if they're going to be able to come back from something like this.
Well, they're still holding on, right? They've only lost 1 Phoenix. They do have the better late game team fight composition, but thing is, they are down 25,000 experience, 15,000 gold, and against somebody like the caliber of Noble Esports, this is basically insurmountable. Looking at the items, they are down a couple of items, and well, this game is over. But thing is, remember that one team fight at this late into a game can turn everything. I've come back from super one-sided ranked games before, but then again, this isn't ranked. But if Remember the Obongos takes a team fight convincingly, so getting 4 kills, and they can just bail down mid and end, because they have a lot of damage with the circle protections, as well as Frame of Mind and Nivon just chunking the physical damage onto objectives. So Noble still has to be careful, but they are in a commanding position right now.
Yeah, I just want to see Noble group up and finish this game. And it looks like they're going to start to do that. We see a lot of them. They're just denying a lot of farm to Team Red right now, because they walked back and took all the buffs. They took the Gold Fury. There's not much the Remember the Obong can do aside from try and push up right lane, really get that pushed up so there's not as many fire minions coming in when they do have a team fight and they all need to be there. And that's literally the only thing they can do right now, and just wait for that next fight to happen, which is going to happen pretty soon, because Noble is right at their front door knocking, ready to come and fight them and take down their Titan.
And speaking of knocking on the front door, well, Noble is literally at the front door, at their mid door, but they're playing a pretty passive position, halfway in the lane, perhaps.
Is
Just waiting for
Daysology
the,
maybe DC'd right now? Ooh, Daysology does DC. We are going to see a pause come out, I assume. Most likely sometime here because of this. But Daysology's walking back to base now. No pauses coming out yet. They are just going to escort him down to this. And we're seeing, remember, the Obong abuse this. They're saying, we don't care if you have a DC. You guys didn't pause. It's free game, and that is very, very true. If they wanted to, Noble could pause at any time and make sure that they wait for Daysology to get back online.
Well,
But,
according to the rules, we have to pause, right? Because this is unfair. Well, Daysology is back now, so...
Noble could have paused at any time they wanted to.
Right, and look at Wallace. He's just gonna jump in, even though Team Noble Esports has a hard time. Daysology is gonna get 3-man stun! Oh my god! Speaking of pauses, this man does not need a pause. He's gonna take out Cloud of Young with the double tap. Wallace is gonna get taken out by X. This is looking spat to worse. Remember the Obongos. Three people left. Dr. is gonna get focused down, perhaps not the right target because he is the support. Weakening Curse is gonna come. Alfredo Mine is in some trouble, gets bursted. X on a rampage ×5. Man, this game is looking super bleak. Remember the Obongos. The first person to spawn on their team is Cloud of Beyond, and that's gonna take him 43 seconds right now. This Titan is gonna get aggressed onto. Looks like Noble Esports is gonna take this victory. Chaos Titan is at 43% health. This thing is just melting 10% right now, and the game is gonna go to Noble Esports. X2X takes out Navon in the process.
13-3 Xluex is sitting right now. The end of that game, that is a huge Xbalanque.